Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride my car right into your fucking ass! My friends, it is December 16th, Saturday motherfucking day! Oh, God. Wow, what a week. Wow, what a month. Wow. Just wow. Oh. I am the example of what is possible for human beings, for the human mind and body when you push them to their limits. This is what we're going for. I have the worst migraine because of lack of sleep, because of exerting too much mental and physical energy. Man, it's just, I don't know, man. At this point, I'm just putting up with it, you know? At this point, I'm just rolling with the punches. The lack of consistency in just life now, because things are like forever changing. They're constantly changing. That's become the norm. That's my norm now. Inconsistency is what is consistent. Oh. And, dude, sleep is like non-existent. On top of that, though, this is like normal shit I bitch about, but on top of that, I got fucking COVID this week, dude. Oh, it sucked, and I had no choice but to just work through it. All I could do was wear a mask. I had to work through it. I still had to take care of my daughter. I still had to do all my regular shit, but just with COVID. And luckily, it wasn't as bad as it was in February, but it was still pretty fucking bad, dude. I was still getting brain zaps, on and off fevers, fucking nausea, couldn't eat. Ugh. You get that delirious, fucking crazy feeling. Speaking of delirious, there's literally just a fucking perkhead walking down the street, nodding off while his eyes are closed, but he's walking. Fucking Massachusetts, dude. I fucking love this state. Anyway, I was just out of it, feeling like shit. You know, it was like a little baby bout of COVID, but it was like baby bout plus. It was a little more shitty than something you could say wasn't that bad. And I had to fucking work, and then everyone's like, why are you gonna go to work? And I'm like, because I can't afford to not do it, dude. Like, I get what the implications are. You know, like, I get it. I hate when people are irresponsible about COVID, because that's why I fucking have it. I get it. Trust me. I totally get it. But, oh my God, I can't afford it. I just can't. I'm about to take a month off. I'm going to be off from December 18th until January 14th. I can go on unemployment and get my half pay. And that's fine, but the half pay takes a week to get there. I need money. I just need money. So I just had to fucking go to work and do all my normal shit. And then Thursday comes along and my daughter has a fever. It wasn't that bad. It was only for like a few hours on Wednesday night. She had a fever for. My wife told me about it. And so she told her mom, and her mom said she didn't want to take her on Thursday. So usually Thursday, you guys know, I wake up, I watch my daughter for like, I don't know, 7 hours, and then her grandmother comes to take her, and then that's where I can like nap for an hour. Well, she said she wasn't going to take her on Thursday, which threw a huge wrench in our whole schedule, because we rely on that so that we can both make it to work. So one of us had to call out, and I offered to be the one to call out just because it's my wife's last week at her current job, so she needs to make as much as she can before she leaves. And also, I've never called out from my job. I've been there for 10 months, and this is the first time I've ever called out, which I think is a record for anyone there, because we have multiple call-outs a day. So I offered, against everything in my bones telling me not to be the one to fucking call out. I did it anyway, just for those reasons. But yeah, I called out, and I still had to take care of my daughter for like 13 hours, you know. One sec.
How much is it for you?
Hi, I'm just picking up a mobile order for Philip.
You can pull on up.
Thank you. So yeah, so I had to call out that day, and my wife, she doesn't have to go to work until 11. So I was like, all right, well, since I'm doing her this solid, you know, and I'm not being stubborn and whatever, and she can go make, you know, her money, you know, maybe she'll come out a little bit later to the living room and you know, pass off my daughter. But that didn't happen. She came out at 7:45, which is earlier than a regular morning. Usually it's between like 8:30, if I'm lucky a little later, but it's usually 8 to 8:30. She comes out at 7:45, dude. After I hadn't slept at all. I got to bed at maybe like 4:30, 5 a.m., you know, and I was fine, thinking like, you know what, my wife doesn't work till 11. She'll probably bring my daughter out at like 9. I'll get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, no big deal. Nope. Came out at 7:45, and then from 7:45 until fucking 8 p.m. That, you know, it was on the docket. But anyway, that story's changing now, because that didn't end up happening. What ended up happening was from 7:45 a.m. until 3 in the afternoon, I had my daughter, and she had napped for like an hour and a half. So I wasn't touching my phone. I was actually trying to nap with her. And I get all these texts and calls from her and her mom saying, "Oh, I heard Juliana's feeling better today. I can come watch her." That's my wife's mom. And I was like, "Oh, that would be great. You know, I can get a break. I can take a nap." And so like 5 minutes after I look at that text, my doorbell rings, and I'm like, oh my God, is she here already? Fuck, dude, I'm not prepared at all. Why would you just come here when I didn't even answer your texts or calls or anything? Don't just come here. What the fuck? But whatever. Like, I was grateful, so that's all right. One sec. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Have a good night. Had to get my coffee, dude. I haven't had one all day. It's probably part of the reason for the migraine. All right, so anyway, so back to my story. So she shows up, and I'm like, oh man, like, I'm grateful though. I'm grateful. So she comes up. Usually I walk my daughter down, because it's 3 flights of stairs, and my wife's mom is like 67 or 68 years old, so, you know, not trying to have her come up the stairs like that on a daily basis. But this time I did, because I was unprepared. I had to fucking, put a jacket on her and make a bag for her, and you know what I mean? I can't send her there empty-handed. So she came up. My daughter was still in her pajamas. Whatever. I mean, they're full-body pajamas, so like they're warm as fuck. So it doesn't really matter. She doesn't need daytime clothes. It's 25 degrees outside. It's not like she's going anywhere. So no big deal. I throw a sweatshirt on her with a hood and give her some socks, and off you go. So that happened. She took her, and then I laid in bed. I was wide awake until maybe like 4:30. And then finally, I was able to fall asleep. I took like a 3-hour nap. And that was pretty nice. But then I was woken up by a very angry wife who had been calling me again. I mean, what the fuck did they... Like, what did they expect, dude? They told me, hey, my mom's gonna come, get Jules so that you can get a break. Because I've been going and going. And anytime that there's like some fucking slack that's going one way and one of us has to do the hard thing, I do it. I do the uncomfortable things. I don't mind. Just because, I get that my wife has to be up with her at night to breastfeed her. So it's like, all right, all the other bullshit that comes our way, all the little things, someone has to watch her for a couple of extra hours. If there's a situation like that, it's me. Or if my wife comes home from work after I've already been watching our daughter for 12, 13 hours that day, and my wife's like, I need a nap right now, and then wants to nap for like 2 or 3 hours, I will say, okay, I'll watch her, into the 16th hour of the day. It's fine, I'll do it. So anyway, getting off topic here. So the whole point was to give me a rest. And I was grateful for that. But my wife was very angry because she tried to call me and text me multiple times while I was having that rest. I didn't realize I needed to fucking be on call while I'm sleeping like you guys suggested. Like, the whole point of doing this was. So I'm getting yelled at for not answering the phone, and I'm like, I was sleeping. What the fuck do you want from me? And she's like, well, I've been calling multiple times, and I've been texting multiple times. And I'm like, how would I know that? I wasn't looking at my phone. I was sleeping. So my wife isn't actually mad at me. She's mad because her mom's been giving her shit all day about whatever. Her mom wanted to bring my daughter back to our house just a few hours after coming to get her, which didn't make any sense to me, because it's like every Thursday my wife goes from work to her house to pick up our daughter, and I'm like, she can do it today too. Or you guys can fucking come drop her off later on. Why are you gonna try to, you're trying to give me a break, but you're fucking barely giving me a break. You're giving me like this fucking lazy idea of a break. So anyway, so she's mad and all that, and she's mad because her mom was giving her shit about the outfit that I sent her out in. That's the thing. That's the point in mentioning all of that. She was mad that I sent her out in pajamas. I'm like, what the fuck? This lady looked at me in the eye when I said, I didn't know you were coming, right? I started with that. I just saw your text 5 minutes ago, didn't realize you were coming. So she's still in her pajamas. And she said, oh, that's fine. Just like, oh, that's fine. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Because my in-laws have changes of clothes for her. So fucking change her. If you don't like that I sent her to you in pajamas, fucking change her. But for some reason, they get mad anytime my wife doesn't pack a change of clothes for our daughter. They get mad at my wife for it. Because then they have to use the clothes that we gave to them for our daughter in situations like those. Does that make sense? No, it shouldn't, because it doesn't. You have emergency clothes for that reason. Use them, and don't give us shit for it, because we also fucking gave you them. Anyway, so wife realized I wasn't in the wrong at all. I was just doing what the fuck they said I should do. Nap. She's just mad because her fucking mom was giving her all this shit. This pointless shit, by the way. Just pointless. What? A change of clothes. You know, fucking, PJ napped when we said he should nap? Ah! Like, fuck! So anyway, to the end of this fucking story, because it's so annoying. So, the end of the story is, wife and I are hanging out. Wife's mom's on her way to our house to drop our daughter off. And I go downstairs, meet my wife's mom at the door, and then she hands me my daughter. Doesn't hand me her diaper bag. Does not hand me her diaper bag. Her diaper bag has her pacifiers, the open pack of wipes we have, and a bunch of diapers in it. And a few other things. They forget that. And just say, oh, sorry, we forgot it. We can bring it tomorrow if you needed it. Oh! So, let me get this straight. Alright? So me sending her to you in pajamas, where you have changes of clothes for her, since I didn't know you were coming to my house, and I wasn't prepared for you to come to my house, me sending her in pajamas, where you could easily change her, that's a problem, right? That's an issue. Big issue. Okay? That, and the fact that I slept when it was suggested that I sleep, big problem. Big problem! Alright, let's just get that all squared away. You give my wife shit for little things all the time. Try to make her feel like a bad mom. Right? All these pointless little things you give her shit for. And yet you guys, you forget the most important fucking thing. The biggest fucking thing. The worst fucking thing that you can forget. And you forgot it. And it's, oh, sorry. We can bring it tomorrow if you need it. I fucking need it! I need it. She needs it. We all need the goddamn diaper bag. No fucking... You know what would have been cathartic? Is if my wife went the fuck off on them about that. No holds barred, right? Be relentless. But she won't. She won't do that. In a way, I fucking hate that. In another way, I kind of respect that. She loves her parents. I get that. I hope my daughter loves me that much to fucking never call me out of my bullshit. Well, not never, but not all the time, right? But at the same time, I do want my daughter to fucking, have a spine. I'm not saying my wife doesn't. I'm just saying that there have been plenty times where her parents have made her feel like shit, and I've seen an opportunity for her to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, you guys aren't exactly perfect either. Here's why. You know, she doesn't take those opportunities, right? It's bothersome. So she didn't. And I was like, you should have. Because if they want to make you feel like a bad parent all the time, then maybe a taste of their own medicine, maybe feeling like, you know, we just forgot a really, really fucking important thing. Maybe feeling bad about that will make them think twice next time. But for some reason, I don't think that'd be the case. At least not with her mom. Her mom is, like I've told you guys before, she's kind of selfish. She's the type where, like, she could do something really, really wrong, and she wouldn't regret it because she like doesn't really possess that part of you that's like able to eat shit. You know what I mean? You could call it narcissism. My wife and I certainly do. But it's like this air of obliviousness, you know, this like coupled with like, well, I can't do any wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you can tell that at some point that way of thinking was self-induced, right? But at the same time, it's probably been so long now that it just operates as its own mechanism in there. So it's just like this weird ignorance to things, like just not even, like she's not even capable anymore. She could make the same exact mistake as you made, and she could give you shit for it and totally absolve herself of any wrongdoing and not even notice the irony, not even notice that there's no difference. Just, it would make sense to her to do that, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, so that was my wonderful, wonderful Thursday. The rest of the week was regular. I mean, work was regular. You know, Betsy and the rest of the managers are, I don't know, they're doing fine, I guess. Not really being as much of a pain in the ass at my job as much anymore, so I'm coasting. I have no more complaints about that. We're heading into the holiday season anyway, and then once we come back, we have spring semester, and then we're gone for 4 months. So, like, I had no idea how quick, when you consolidate, like, those little periods of time where you're working, and then you're off, and then you're working, and then you're off, it's pretty jarring how, like, quickly you get through the year. So when I come back in January, I'm already halfway through my year. So it's coming on pretty quick, dude. And I did not anticipate it. So with that said, I can kind of feel relieved and stop complaining so much about the dynamics at work between me and certain people, because it's just going to come and go so quickly. And I'm really fucking happy about that. It just gives me time to breathe. And it's awesome. Like, it's unlike any other job. Any other job, you don't have time to breathe at all. You have to deal with people being a pain in the ass every day, 5 days a week for fucking however long you work there. So it's kind of great that I actually get a break from people. Other than that, what else did we do? We had a family gathering last weekend, which was kind of cool. But the day before that was actually, it was Friday. Yeah, I'll start with that. So the day before the family gathering, I went to SmackDown, and it was fucking amazing. It was so amazing, dude. Like, my whole life I've wanted to go to a wrestling show like that ever since I was a kid, and I never got to, was never able to. My mom promised me a bunch of times, never got to. It always broke my heart, and then I finally said fuck it, and I just did it myself, and it felt really good to do something like that, especially with the year that I've had, dude. I've felt so suffocated at times, and so, like, out of control of my life, because I have so many responsibilities now, and I have a literal baby human being that I'm responsible for, who looks up to me and I have to teach things to. And it's so draining sometimes that I've felt myself sort of losing a sense of identity. And it's not I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because it's just a part of life, but I am saying that I have craved those little moments of being able to tune into things that I love and to be able to get that feeling again. And I'm not just saying like things where I watch my interests on TV or something like that. Those don't really give you that feeling, that sense of self that we all crave so much sometimes, especially in moments or in periods of time where we feel like it has slipped from us. So I needed something to sort of spark that feeling again, where I can actually feel like I am still an individual inside of this body. I do still have thoughts of my own, and things that I love, and things that I'm sentimental about, things that I cherish. And that was one of those things where I sort of dug deep into like my childhood, into my old interests and the things that I loved when I was a little kid. And I was able to make that very, very old dream a reality for myself, and give me that feeling that had been lost for so long, and not even just a feeling that's been gone since becoming a dad, but like a feeling that's been gone since I was, a preteen, since such a long time ago, where so many things happened in my life that sort of took all of my innocence away, and sort of made me operate like a more practical and somewhat jaded individual. And it took me back to the time where I was actually excited to go see wrestling, where WWE was the most exciting thing in my life for those 3 hours that I was able to do that. And it felt like something that I shouldn't be able to feel at the age of 31. Like that feeling is supposed to be lost to me, right? Like that's reserved for when you're fucking 10 years old, And I was able to go back and sort of unlock that in my brain again, and feel that appreciation and that excitement for something. And it felt really, really good to do. It felt cathartic, and it felt like something that I had left on the back burner for the last 20 years of my life. And it was just such an important thing for me to do that, for my sanity, and also just for some closure from my past, And I don't know, it kind of made me grateful for a lot of things, and it made me want to have good days like that more often, and to find things like that, just those little moments where I can be the responsible adult that I am, but if I have the opportunity to be an individual and have that feeling, if it's possible, I should, because the happier that I am, the happier that everyone else around me is going to be. And I believe that for them as well. When my wife says, I want to stay over my friend who's visiting's house for a couple of hours, can you watch our daughter? That's something that happened over the summer. And at the time it made me kind of mad, because I was just thinking, oh man, that's 3 more hours that I have to take care of her where you don't have to, right? But now it's like, I understand it, you know. Her old friend came to town, and she wanted those few hours, not to get away from our daughter, but to just have that feeling again, to have that feeling of looking forward to something exciting, something that feels like it's supposed to be innocent to you, you know. I get to go hang out by a pool with my friend, right? And she got to do that, and it made her very happy, and she had a very good day that day, and I remembered that. And I got the same thing out of this experience with just going to a wrestling show. You know, I'm not even a big wrestling guy, you know, you guys know that. I like MMA, I like boxing. Wrestling was something that I stopped watching completely for a really long time, and I picked it up just for sentimental value, and here we are. You know, I got to this point where I actually love it again, and it actually means something to me, because it's just embedded in my memory, and it's such a deep-seated thing from such a long time ago that there are still like loose ends that I can tie up in regards to that interest, and they're helping me with my mental health now. So anyway, a little bit of a rant on that, but that was something I needed to talk about. I actually filmed something directly after the event. It was me in real time experiencing or the aftermath of my experience from that night, which I will post because it was really cool. I was super emotional in it, and I really, really wanted to film just so everybody could hear my reaction to having been there. So I'll upload that later today also, after everyone gets to listen to this. So there's actually a ton more that I could talk about. I'll gloss over it right now because I always say this and then I never get to the points on a later episode, and I say I will and then I don't. So first thing, I got my Discord account back. Yay. I'm happy about that. This is the second time in the history of the Bread Army that somebody has tried to get my account permanently banned. The first time was on Reddit. They were unsuccessful. This time it was on Discord. They were unsuccessful. They can't fucking catch me, bro. They cannot get me. I am fucking Teflon, dude. And I'm just glad that I had the backups that I needed and the help from all of you guys that was necessary to keep everything running smoothly, keep it all afloat. You know, we were never in any real danger there. It would have been fine. The only thing I would have missed out on is just all the stuff that's saved to my old account. But I mean, that's all just sentimental crap, you know, that I was prepared to let go of. But I'm glad to have it back. It's much, much better, and it's a lot easier for me to navigate on this account. So we're 2 for 2, man. They keep trying to get me banned, and they can't seem to do it. And again, thank you to everyone, especially to Rico for helping during that time, and Kat for inviting all the bots, and Quag, and everybody who helped while we were scrambling last week. So all right, so there's that, and then oh yeah, as I was gonna say before, day after SmackDown, we had this family get together thing. It was my wife's family, not mine, of course. But we all got together at this venue, had a bunch of food, had some drinks, laughed, took some pictures, and it was nice. My daughter gets along with people really well. The only thing that I hate is the 5-hour fucking goodbye. I get actually like pissed. I get visibly pissed. And my wife knows it. I don't have patience. I lose my patience so quickly when people take forever to say goodbye. I don't know what it is, but I actually like feel a rage inside of me just building the longer that it takes to say goodbye. So she's been working on speeding up the goodbyes, it seems like. So that's a good thing. you know. But yeah, no, I hate long goodbyes, dude. I'm all about the good old-fashioned Irish goodbye. You just fuck right off, you know? It's perfect. All right, anything else I need to gloss over before I get to questions? Let us see. Yeah, last UFC event of the year tonight. I had to pay money for it, but I won't have to do that again for a month. So, yay. Fucking anything else? Oh, Jake Paul won his fight last night, but that's to be expected. Yep, so combat sports tonight. Watching MMA. Gonna have some beers, you know the drill. And then tomorrow my wife and I are just gonna hang out at home, have a relaxing day, not do anything too crazy, because my birthday is on Monday. My birthday, my 32nd fucking birthday is on Monday, and we are heading to my hometown of Quincy to have dinner there. I can't fucking wait, dude. You know, usually we go to this restaurant in the middle of my old neighborhood. It's like right in the middle. So we can just see the view of the street and everything, and it's nostalgic for me. But this year, I don't know. We might go there, but I have another place in mind. It's still Asian food, so, you know, it's still on par, but I want to go across town maybe. So yeah, I'll give some updates on that. But, yep, Monday is going to be great. And then, the day before that, Sunday. So Sunday is my last day of work before I go on this long break. So my birthday is actually a part of the break, which is nice. So after that, man, my wife, she works Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then those are her last 3 shifts at her current job. Fuck her current hair salon. Fuck the people there. They abused her the whole fucking time she was there. Her fucking boss is a bitch. Tried to bully her out of taking her full maternity leave after our daughter was born, you know what I mean? Tried to blame her for her fucking shop going under, even though my wife is the #1 stylist there. And see, that's the thing, is she tried to say, because you're leaving us, my shop is going under. She tried to guilt my wife like that. Tried to guilt her into stay. And when she realized that my wife wasn't budging, I guess this past week, she's been kissing my wife's ass, talking about how awesome she is, how great she is, she never fucks up a haircut, right? And I'm like, wow, it switches. The closer that you get to actually leaving, of course it's going to switch, because she's desperate to keep you now. And even still, I'm getting tongue-tied because I have so many things at once I want to say. Even still, she won't offer her more money. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole part of all this. My wife could have fucking dealt with the abuse, whatever, if she had been fucking paid more to deal with it. If she had offered her like a couple bucks more per hour, my wife probably would have stayed. But she never did it. She wants to play these fucking games to try to retain my wife, and it's not going to work. My wife's going to go get a better job at a better salon, making more money, and we're all going to be better off for it. So after that, my wife and I actually have 1 full free week. Neither of us working. It's just us, just our daughter. It's going to be fucking amazing. And that just happens to be Christmas week. So from the 24th until January 2nd, it's just us chilling at home. And I can't fucking wait, dude. So, all right. Anything else? Oh, yes, there is. I finished my Christmas shopping. I got everybody great stuff. I'm not going to reveal it on here. Not yet. Not until after Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Got to cover my bases in case anybody's sneakily listening to this. So I did that. Although I can tell you what I got my daughter. I got her a bunch of onesies. Some Metallica onesies and some Misfits onesies. I wanted to get her more, but I had to get expedited shipping because it fucking, how my pay worked and when I was able to order it, it just lined up to me being able to place the order last night so that I can get it by like Thursday. So I'll get her more next year, but, you know, I got her some good stuff, so I'm happy with it. All right, on to questions, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here. These questions are from a couple of weeks ago, and I've been so inconsistent with this podcast just because of the stuff going on in my life, and then the stuff with the server, and blah, 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 blah. You guys know the drill. You guys have all been fucking busy, too, so sorry it hasn't been every week like it usually is, but I had to take a break. You know, I don't always have time for it. So, Kat, I'm answering these from weeks ago, but they're great questions. So, Kat, you asked me, what's your favorite kind of media to watch? Shows, movies, YouTube, etc. That's a great fucking question. Man, I don't know. I love every medium. I don't know. You know, if there's a great show, there's a great show. I love a good movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. YouTube is like one of those guilty pleasure type things. Like, because there are series on YouTube that I love. Like, I love Nexpo. He makes great videos. Same thing with Nick Crowley. They just kind of have like these anthology horror series that I love. And I'm kind of also a sucker for like clickbait videos, because sometimes they're really fucking interesting. You know, like, you know, it's so fucking cheesy, right? Like, you'll see a stupid thumbnail and the whole point is for you to fucking watch their dumbass video. But then you watch it and you're like, wow, I actually just fucking learned something. Like, it was actually very interesting. Here, I'm going to go watch like 10 more of these. So, I mean, you know, I love watching YouTube. I don't know. Movies, though, it's like, if you see like a really good fucking movie, like one that has an impression on you, you're like, damn, dude, how am I going to go back to watching anything else after having seen that? Like, I love when I see a movie like that. And a show like that, right? Like, that's how I felt with Breaking Bad. When I fucking binge-watched Breaking Bad so quickly, I was like, how do I go to anything else? This was the best thing. So, honestly, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't have one definitive answer, because I love all types of media for all different reasons. And they're all capable of wowing me and making me feel engaged. So, all right, second question, if you could change one thing about the Bread Army. You know, I don't know. I know there's stuff that I would add, but that's not the question. If there's one thing I could change, geez, I don't know. If I could change one thing, I guess there are just, there's certain procedural things that I would change. I feel like we need to implement democracy more into things, just a little bit. You know, obviously, there are certain things that commanders, aka mods, need to be able to do. Like, if somebody's seriously breaking the rules, that doesn't need to go up to a democracy. Like, that, you know, you can fucking put them in prison if they're saying some stupid shit, right? But I would like to see other areas where democracy is implemented, where we're getting the people more involved in votes and stuff. I feel like that's one of the things where we were lacking in for a long time, and then that's one of the things where people became disinterested because they didn't have that much engagement. And it was all because we were wrapped up in so much drama for like the entire time we've existed. There's been one thing after another, and we've just never been able to get past our having to deal with those things that actually making like improvements like that, where we would have to have a long conversation between all of us about how to implement democracy more, became not possible. Now it is possible, though. I mean, I haven't thought about this till now. It is possible now. But, up until, I don't know, like a month ago, there was just always something going on that it's always been difficult to have everyone paying attention to what you're saying all at the same time. But that's definitely something that we can revisit now that, a good source of our drama is gone, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I guess that's my answer. He said, third question, do you want to have multiple kids or just the one? I would like to have one more. My whole life, I always said, I'm going to do what my mom did. I'm going to have 2 kids. I want 1 girl and 1 boy. So, I mean, that's still a plan, I think. My wife's on board, too. I think we're both like 90% in on that idea. But then there's the 10% of us, which is kind of like a shoe out the door kind of deal, where we're kind of like, well, we have our daughter, though, and she has a lot of work. So if we don't have another kid, we're not going to be upset about it. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. But we're like 90% sure we're going to have 1 more. It's just that, she's 34 years old, and so, a lot of doctors say, like, after the age of 36 is when you can experience complications, and that's where they have to, like, really monitor you a lot to make sure the pregnancy is all right. And we just don't want to get to that point. If we're going to have a second kid, we want it to be before she has to be monitored that much and have all these tests taken. We just want to have, like, 1 more totally healthy pregnancy, and then that's it. And then that's all. So the whole thing I'm trying to say about us being a little unsure is just that it would have to happen within the next 2 years. So, it's like a race to the clock. But we still have some time. So we'll revisit this in like a year from now when she's 35, and, it's going to be around the time where we need to get pregnant. So, but my answer is most likely we will have 1 more. All right, and last question from Kat. What is your favorite state? You shared what your favorite vacation spots were, but you didn't say which state was your favorite. That's a great question. I love the state that I'm from. I love Massachusetts. This is a great fucking state. I know it like the back of my hand, at least the northeastern, southeastern parts. I guess a little bit of central Mass. But yeah, I love my state. But favorite state, if I'm visiting a state, I don't know, man. I really like New York. New York City is pretty cool. I loved it so much when I went there. Like, I wanted to fucking move there. I was like daydreaming about getting an apartment there. And yeah, I really, really love New York City. I don't know. See, I love going to Orlando, Florida, but Florida is not my favorite fucking state. Fuck that state. I do not like Florida at all, except for Orlando. So that's out of the question. New Hampshire, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, there's nice areas, but that's not my favorite state. It's fucking boring. Most places you could go. And then, what else? Rhode Island's okay. Rhode Island's just like fucking a wannabe Massachusetts. Ohio sucks. Pennsylvania sucks. North Carolina's whatever. It's okay in some areas, but then it's just fucking nothing in like most of the state. Same thing with South Carolina, except South Carolina is just a little more racist. Georgia's okay. Fucking, I don't know, man. I've been all up the East Coast. Jersey's kind of cool. I like Jersey. I don't know. Yeah, I guess my answer would be my own state that I am from is probably my favorite state. But I will give a close second to New York because I really, really have enjoyed every visit I've made to New York. I love that place. There's just so much to do there, and it's so much fun. So other than my state, New York, I guess. All right, guys, that's the Pumpkin Podcast. My wife's gonna fucking wonder where I've been. And we broke a record today. This is the longest episode I've ever done, and for good reason. It's the holiday season. I've been inconsistent lately, and I wanted to make it up to you guys and to myself by having an extra long episode today. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed all my fucking screaming and raging and yelling and seething and swearing and fucking venting. So, thanks. I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate everything. And, will I see you again before Christmas? I think I might. Let's see, the 23rd is a Saturday. 23rd is a Saturday. Yeah, we have a boxing event. Yeah. So I'll see you guys on the 23rd. And that could possibly be my last episode for the year. I'm not sure if I'm going to do one on the 30th yet. But I probably will. I don't know. I'll be off from work, so I'll probably be bored. But, yeah, so thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys on the server tonight. Have a great night, a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.